Miniature Market has thousands of board games at discounted prices. Click the direct link below to see all of those discounted games. Hello my friends, a few years ago, one of my favorite games of all time came out called Ready, Set, Bet. This is designed by John D. Clare and it's published by AEG. Now I first had a chance to play this at Gen Con. It was supposed to be there, but then it wasn't there. It's a story that happens every Gen Con for most games. But they had one copy and I got the privilege of being able to play with the designer and the publisher in a private setting, and I fell in love with the game. And then it ended up being one of my favorite games of the year, my party game of the year, the real-time horse race betting game. Well, just now they came out with a high roller version. It was on Kickstarter. I don't know if it was on Kickstarter. It was crowdfunded recently. It is a ginormous, huge version, almost like a convention game if you want to have a big event. It's a huge upgraded version of the original game. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, what it comes with, and compare it with the original version in size and shape and things like that to show you what's different. So here we go. Now one thing I want to point out about this box, it's heavy because of the poker chips and everything else, the mats that's in there. It's heavy. It has this handle that is strong and holds this whole thing up, but it also has this magnetic clasp, or magnetic box where it unhooks there, or demagnetizes, and this will open up into the box. So let's take a closer look. Now as an overview, we have all of the poker chips down here. We have all the player chips that they're betting with, and then all of the money chips here. We have the huge race mat here, the horse mat here, all these huge horses in here. Now I'm going to show you these in detail in just a moment, but I'm just showing you sort of an overview of where everything is here. This is the who's won, first place, second place show. Here's the house bets. It comes with one set of dice. You can order a second set of dice from AEG as well. It has a spot for that. There's also a spot for a special 7 horse. That's you need to buy this, but it has the slot for that. And the cards are all kept nice and tight here as well, so they're not flopping around. And on the back of the box right there, while it's open, it shows you where everything goes in case for some reason you forget. Now I want to show you this bird's eye view, and I'm comparing the original board with the playmat. I mean, the playmat is huge. It is 25 by 48 in inches. I mean, it takes up almost the whole table, which is great because you're going to be having a bunch of people standing around the table. Everything's a lot easier to see, and again, it's a lot bigger. Now here is the horse racing mat, 25 by 14 for the neoprene mat here. Look how much bigger. It dwarfs this old board. One of the problems I used to have with the original, which is why I used the app so much, is because these are so small that you ended up like either it was hard to make sure you moved it the right, or you're hitting it with your fingers, but now you have tons of space between the different horses. So let's take a look at the horses. Now here's a bird's eye view of the differences of the horses. Oh my goodness, it's like ginormous versus tiny, right? And here's a difference in the dice, the big, huge, translucent casino dice that you can sort of see through, and versus the regular, normal, everyday dice. Now here is a difference of the original tokens for the betting tokens and the original money tokens versus these nice, thick poker chip style chips for both of these. And these poker chips spin nicely on the neoprene mats. And here's the different sizes of the, showing which horses have won, placed, or showed. These are sort of like see-through. They are thick. They're acrylic versus the smaller cardboard ones. And here are the original house bets that the person running the race could use. I don't like this variant as much as actually calling the race either by itself or with the app, or using this as well for the new one. Thick acrylic, and it looks a lot bigger. And of course this is see-through so you can see what's below it. Here are the prop bet cards. As you can see, a lot bigger, of course, because the mat's bigger, so the cards need to be bigger. And if you look at that, you can see how much bigger the cards are. Here you can see how much bigger the exotic finish cards are, both the front and backs. And this gives you an even better version of how much longer they are. And here you can see the same comparison using the VIP cards. There's the backs of those, the new version and the standard version. And again, the size of the cards is a lot different, but essentially the same size of the exotic finish cards. All right, well, there you have Ready, Set, Bet High Roller. If you're a fan of this game and you play it a lot, it's kind of a no-brainer. This thing is way better than the original version. Again, it was crowdfunded. The MSRP at the time of this now on AEG's site, I think it was $120. But as you can see, it's heavy. It comes with a lot of things. If you play with this game a lot and you want to have a big event setting, having people stand around the table, and now you can actually really stand around the table because the mat takes up the whole table. It is exactly what it says. It is the high roller version. If you love this game as much as I do, this is kind of a no-brainer to have as a special game in your collection. I've found that when these big, huge editions come up, they typically only come up once and then they're gone. There's many big games that I wish I had gotten into, like Small World came out with a huge version. This huge chest box thing, like maybe 10, 15 years ago, and it was like $400. But I waited and didn't get it, and then they sold out, and then they never printed it again because I don't think they made any money on it. And it's like, I always wish I had had that. Huge, giant versions of like Takinoko and other things of games that I was like, I don't know. And I kind of wish I had gotten some of those because they come and go and you never see them again. So if this is something you're interested in, you can pick it up and run big events like I like to do. This has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships with board games, and helping you find the next one you love. Game Toppers upgrades every game you play, and they just launched their 4.5 Kickstarter, which will introduce the new Galactic Mycroft and Watson Game Toppers with interchangeable rail inlays, as well as new game mats, miniature gaming terrain packs, leg kit options, dining covers, accessories, and amazing package deals. Search for Game Toppers on Kickstarter or go to GameToppersLLC.com.